A monster earnings season continues. We get reports this week from Peloton, from Pfizer, from DraftKings, and many, many more. A ton more on the inflation front as well. Both data, and oh yeah, the Fed is coming on Wednesday. It's your week ahead preview right now. The week gets started relatively quiet on both the earnings front and the economic calendar. On Monday, however, we do get the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index at 10:30, typically a secondary number, but given the current economic conditions, has been a market mover in the past. ON Semiconductor set to report, the only notable name set to report before the market opens on Monday. Let's move on to Tuesday. The economic calendar for Tuesday, on the other hand, is loaded. We get the final inflation reading before we get the Fed decision. It all starts at 9:45 with the S&P Global Manufacturing PMI for October. Then coming up at 10 a.m., ISM manufacturing data for October. Both new orders, prices, and employment all delivered in that report. Then Tuesday before the open, there's also some notable earnings names to keep in mind, including SOFI, Pfizer, Eli Lilly, all headlining stocks to report before the market opens on Tuesday. Focus then shifts to after the market closes on Tuesday, where we'll get Airbnb reporting. Bank of America recently increased their position. Expedia and Booking.com both heading into earnings, expected to post big quarters with demand still very high. Other notable names on Tuesday after the market closes will get earnings from MicroStrategy, Match Group, MTCH, and EA, all coming with their reports as well. Wednesday, the main event, of course, will be the Fed decision. Might be a quiet morning heading towards the Fed decision. 2 p.m. on Wednesday, however, we'll bring it to you live. Not only will be live for the decision, we'll come on 15 minutes early with all the prep you need to know heading towards the decision. The last indication still pointing towards the Fed going a full 75 basis point on this increase. However, BlackRock with a note last week suggesting this could be the last 75 basis point hike. Then they might go 50-50 before pausing to monitor how these changes will affect inflation going forward. Last week, the Bank of Canada came out and surprised the market slightly, being the first federal bank to go less than expected with their latest interest rate increase, going only 50 basis points versus an expected 75 basis points, and also came out and said that changes they had already done have begun to work. More big-time tradable earnings then to come after the market closes. We'll hear from EV maker Fisker, FSLY, casino operator MGM will report. Back to the chip group as well, with Qualcomm set to report, and then Robinhood and Roku, two stocks that we always love to trade. Hood shares will be of particular interest, coming off the back of a wider loss in their last quarter. Basically, any analyst right now expecting that not to change going into Q3. Roku is always a tradable name around earnings as well. Also coming off an absolute disastrous report last quarter. We're heading towards Q3 results where they're expected to report another loss. The stock is still down more than 90% year to date for Roku. Let's go to Thursday. We'll get some more potentially market-moving economic data in the form of S&P Global PMI data that comes out, another one at 9:45. October ISM data then, and September factory orders also to come on Thursday at 10 a.m. On Thursday, a whole slew of tradable names once again, including Crocs, Datadog, Moderna, EV maker Nikola, and the very, very headline-driven Peloton will be reporting. Peloton shares are most likely in for more significant downside coming off a disastrous Q2 report as well. Remember, they recently announced that they laid off 12% of their workforce, the fourth announcement of such kind this year. After the close then, we'll be watching Block, heavily crypto-related, heavily headline-driven. Also joining them, Coin, PayPal, Twilio, Starbucks, And oh yeah, DoorDash set to report on Thursday as well. Friday morning, we get more notable names reporting, including Fubo TV, and then a ton of economic data to get through once again, including September trade balance at 8:30. We get ISM non-manufacturing PMI, and then factory orders data comes out at 10 a.m. Join us every single day, guys. Make sure you grab the watch list. You can use the QR code on screen right now. It has all this information and more. Everything you need to know every single day. We're live daily on TraderTV.Live.